Good Monday morning, everyone. Shake it up. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of The Dose. Jereme Kleven here. Joined by the magic man, Mr. Mark Hutchins by my side. And the beast behind the glass, Mr. Byron Filson. Gentlemen,
hi.
How was your weekend? I don't really care.
Amazing.
I don't really care
So
because
amazing.
we got two fantastic guests back in the house.
Little tired still.
Little tired. Shake it up. It's a new week.
Yeah, thanks for the sleeping bag.
It's a new week, new
Did you guys
opportunity.
cuddle? No, with
cuddle.
Byron.
Oh, of course.
Yes. Duh.
That's easy.
He's a cuddly fella.
That's right.
Mr. Phil Sexton in the house.
Hello.
Happening.
What's up? What day is it? I can't
It's
remember.
Monday, man.
It's
Monday
Rocking
morning.
it.
I usually say that on Mondays.
That's right.
Your partner
Don't know
in
what day it
crime
is. It's
and all
Sunday
things
or
good. Jeff Sibbach in the house.
Thanks for having me.
Guys, rocking and rolling. Round 2, actually 2, 3, 4, whatever we're at here.
We're at round 4 right now. Well, no, round 2, but segment 4 of the round 2.
Well said. Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, we were
Yes.
talking
Yes,
last
quite.
week. We'll just dive right on it. We were talking how you are recently become an author, or soon to be an author. You know, for
Well, we got to
Inman.
prove for the first, the title of the article. Can I give it away?
Sure.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
What is it? Less work, same pay, become a buyer's agent today?
Really? All right.
Less work, same pay, become a buyer's agent.
Yeah,
today.
right. This is the whole idea that the internet is changing the game, and we're not realizing it. But I mean, now because consumers have all of the information, the decision whether they want to go see a house or not is being made from their
Yes.
laptop, from their
Yes.
cell phone, and that sellers are caught at a loss because they're not. It's hard to drive house traffic to houses that don't show well, or a 5-bedroom house with 2.5 baths. I mean, the obstacles that are coming up. But then the agents are letting their buyers shop without them. Right. So they're shopping online without them. But now because they don't even have to go to the houses, when you have, to me, NAR comes out with a statistic and says, well, the more photos online and the houses sell better. Well, no, that's because all the top agents take photos. And I got that actually from Doug Hill, and it's very true. But because top agents, they work harder
the
to sell their
marketplace.
houses.
Right,
Right. But, the consumer behavior has changed drastically. I mean, there's a lot of things that has changed in the consumer. But the biggest thing is that they used to have to come to a realtor, access a lockbox to see the house. We did this show in Greyhawk and helping people get top dollar, and I showed the same listing that I had from 2005 that had 3 photos, 2 of the front, 1 of the back, 1 of the eat-in kitchen, and 1 of the living room. So does the consumer then have to go to that house to know what's inside? Yes. Take that same photo, and now there's got 75 photos of every single room. They can now make the decision from home whether I want to see it or not. So now agents are letting them know, they're like, I want to see this house, and this house. And the agents are going, sweet, I don't have to do any more work, right? I'll just take them to see those listings. And then when we do an open house and we promote it on the web and all the consumers come to us and then they get there like, I love it, Jeff. I'm like, cool, we can help you write that up. And they're like, no, I'm going to call my friend. They're going to write it up. But it's just, I think we're devaluing that. And as an industry, we're going to have to get on board with, we have to change and we have to be more proactive in getting out and providing value for our clients, or I don't know.
So how do we do that?
Right, the hard work. Like, how do you stay ahead of buyers today? Because when you got a buyer that's interested in a neighborhood and they're on it, right? They're driving up and down the streets, like they're driving around trying to figure out where the parks are, shortest
And the
streets
agent's
are.
like, I don't want to work that hard.
Well, that's
and
just lazy.
then the buyer,
right?
true, but then the buyer sees that there's a post that goes up in front of a house, and they call their agent and they're like, hey, what's going on with that house? It's not on the MLS yet, right? Like now they're ahead of the agents. And that's what we're seeing, unfortunately, more and more is that now these buyers are out working their agents. Whereas before the agents were out there working for their buyers. And unfortunately, it's
I'm glad you bring it up. I'm glad you bring it up because we actually talk about that in our classes and teach. We call it "Don't be the bonehead agent," because there's just a lot of boneheads out there, and we don't have to be because what we're trying to train is Just like previewing is gone, right? No one previews anything anymore. Why?
do.
Why would
Like you were talking about
I'm
the other
not
day,
saying
yeah.
you guys.
Yeah.
I'm just saying in general, you got to preview. It's just very important because here's
it's
the
your
thing.
product.
Well, you have to show the
Right.
well, you have to show the buyer that you're worth the 3%. You're worth your commission. That you actually give. You're caring about not only the wish list of what they're trying to buy, but you also care about. Beyond that, I'm going to go there and check it out first. Make sure it doesn't back the street that you don't want to be on, or make sure it doesn't have a pool. If it does, a fence with the pool. You can't preview everything, but you still can show your client that you're working harder. Like you said, if your client's out seeing posts and seeing signs, and before you even have your thumb on the pulse, I mean, what are you doing? It doesn't mean you're driving the same neighborhood they're looking. They're going to do whatever they want, but you can still work your tail off as an agent to show your worth up front.
I mean, let's take it one step further, right? So I'm going to pick on, sorry about our friend that works over there, right? But MLS is...
I have no idea.
So I don't know who he is either. We'll leave it at that. Yeah.
So
sorry, our friend who works
in
over
my
there.
opinion, MLS is the leftover inventory, right?
Interesting.
So yeah, because we're selling homes before they get to market. We're selling homes within the first day on the market. So if you're waiting to send people homes that are MLS, those are the homes that have been picked through, right? The reality that I think it's 17% of the listings sell on the first 5 days on the market, right? So if you're not out seeing the houses, you're not seeing the best houses. You're missing it. If you're waiting till they come on MLS and then you're scheduling, you're behind, you're not ahead. And it's just this concept of being a true expert for the people that you're trying to work for, but it works on the sell side too, right? Because then how do you know when you're going in to talk to a client about selling their house, what their house is worth? I mean, maybe you have that old school strategy where I'll just tell the person the highest number, because I lose a lot to that person that just comes in and buys the listing by telling them the highest number. But it's just then I also get the wraparound, right? Then after they can't sell it, then they come in and then they
Then you end up selling it.
Yeah.
yes, and then I send it. But it's the ability to, because there's the trends, because we just talked about the buyer side. Let's pick on the sellers.
Like,
Let's
can
talk
I do
on the
one more point on the buyer side before we move to it?
please.
Is one of the values of previewing that I don't hear out there is that when you haven't seen the house that you're walking into, you're so focused your attention on trying to learn what the house is that you can't focus on
Can't even
them.
focus on them at all.
Right. You can't
Exactly
focus
the
on
point.
helping them make their decision on whether this is the one for them or not, because you're trying to figure out where the bathroom is so you don't look like
Yeah.
Right,
Okay,
you don't know.
I got one more thing to
It's
pick on.
very true.
I got a piggyback. It's
a good point.
That was a great point.
Yeah.
But also then it's like when you hear the coaches out there talking on how to sell people houses, well, that's because you're going in the shitty inventory, right? You're going on the leftover homes, right? If you were actually trying to find them the best possible house for what they're looking for, and it might be a great deal, or it might be a fixer-upper that's at a better price, because right now there's more better fixer-uppers at better prices than there is, because people are overpaying for fixed-up houses now,
Right.
because that's what everybody wants, but you can get a better deal. So the deal can vary, but you should be advising them versus, hey, well, like, how can I get you to write a contract on this house real quick, right? Versus, this is the best option for you.
Right, and why? Right,
why.
and going
And
into
why.
it, and for them, and truly connect.
It's a
right,
consultative
right.
sale. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. No, that is a great point.
So how is it going to change the broker piece? Because that's what we talked. You said 3 was the buyer, the seller, and the broker piece. I'm interested to hear your
Well,
point on that.
because they're charging large fees, not my own group.
No, they're not.
Do you guys even charge anything? Like, you guys
You
are
just come in and out.
You guys are great.
People just hang
Just
out.
free, yeah, just free
People just hang out.
cotton candy machines and circus.
Okay,
we
so
get
the
popcorn soda.
brokerages are like, so we got interviewed by one of your competitors, and they went in there and they were like, here's our marketing, here's postcards, and we have the ads in magazines and all this, and I'm like, all of that's for me to get listings, right? Like that stuff right now. The majority of agents spend 90% of their time trying to get listings instead of trying to serve their sellers and their buyers and finding houses or selling houses. And I believe that this will change in how brokers will begin to teach people different tactics in trying to become valuable resources versus, I mean,
Exactly.
when you're calling canceled and
valuable
expired,
resource.
right? How is that helping a seller or a buyer?
Right.
It's not. right? So when you're putting your ad in Homes and Land magazine, great online presence, but honestly,
You just say that because they called you a top 10 buyer's agent.
no, like didn't call me. Yeah, exactly. Homes and Land magazine is a great magazine. They voted me top 10 buyer's agent like 5 years in a row. We love that magazine. But that's advertising to get a listing.
Right.
So we had, we sold a lot of houses last year, but the buyers that come in, you know how many people said that they used Homes and Land magazine as the primary search tool to find their house?
Yeah.
Right? Less than 1%.
Well, of course.
Right, exactly. So, but the point is that all of the focus of the majority of agents out there is how to get listings instead of to help the consumer.
And if they're focused on the consumer, we talk a lot about that. If you're truly focused on the consumer, that's what you're trying to do. And again, your proof is in the pudding, right? I mean, you're getting results and it's helping your business grow by focusing on the consumer, by focusing on those properties.
It has led to leads and leads. I mean, it's just a beautiful thing, but this is why we've been helping. And then we started coaching agents outside of our team. TooManyListings.com if you want to visit us.
Yeah, speaking of the listing side, I mean, you're talking about the buyers, you're talking about the brokerage, and then I guess that the other piece is the selling piece.
Okay, so
Seller
now
piece.
Is that today or are we just teasing this for tomorrow?
No, let's talk about it now.
I guess we're talking now.
Yep.
We're talking now.
Because of the internet now, bathrooms have become more important in the search criteria because now we can choose to not look at houses that are over 3,000 square feet and don't have at least 3 bathrooms or 3.5 baths or 4 baths. And now those homes are getting less traffic. So can you as an agent identify this and then advise your seller, I made somebody put in a bathroom last year, a whole one. Yeah, they got 45,000 more for their house because I advised them, but because I knew I used stats in providing. Yes, right. This is called Real Estate 2020. It's being aware of the trends. Like the mega trend that's going on currently is homeowners are frozen and then they're downsizing. Frozen is I paid more for my house. It's why the outlying areas that did not have many foreclosures, like North Scottsdale, like my marketplace, honestly, if it was on fire, like under 300,000, we'd be doing 200 million, but it's muddy up there.
Right,
I mean, 85255 had 10% less sales in the last 30 days, right? Last year we sold 136 homes. This year we sold 120. It's difficult when I'm going into sellers and they're like, why won't anyone come to my house? I'm like, it's overpriced and it's ugly. Like when you put pictures of something ugly.
We lost that one.
Right? Yeah. When you put pictures of something ugly on the internet, people don't come to see it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
true.
No, but this is why we got to educate sellers on trying to make their house sellable.
Right.
Sellable, but it's why I brought on stagers. It's why our focus is trying to help. So we spend 50% of our time trying to help sellers get top dollar, right? Not before we start to market. And then we market a lot to sell them, but it's why we
Prepare the product, market the product.
right.
It's smart.
View the
again.
view the product, know the product, know the numbers, know the trends.
Yes.
It's weird how it's all working out.
Yeah. Yeah.
good
No,
stuff.
it's all an advantage of the consumer, but it's just everything we do is now becoming apparent because it's all online, because we gave all of our intelligence to the aggregators. They can see it, but I also believe that because now you can see how many homes that are sold in the area. I think that at one time in the future, you'll see the percentage of homes that you listed and sold, right? Because now that's a hidden thing. And I'm amazed at how we're all equal out there.
Well, they're going there.
But when they're like, the other realtor told me that it was okay not to have stainless steel appliances. I had this. Sorry, it was against an agent on your.
Don't say it. It was somebody. It was in a different state.
But I went in there and it was down here on the.
We don't need to get specific. So you go into that.
That's good.
I go in the house and the agent competing against me. He's like, no, you don't need to upgrade your appliances. And I said, no, you absolutely have to if you want to get top dollar. And he's like, I don't believe you. The other 3 agents we interviewed said that we could list it just like this. And I'm like, okay, let's look at comps, right? And I go, okay, so the first one that sold for the most money, it had stainless steel appliances. The second one, okay, that one had stainless steel appliances. Okay. And we go down the list, right? We get down to number 8, which sold for 218 versus the top comp that sold for 415. Okay, that one had black appliances. So you want to sell for 218 or do you want to sell for 4? Yeah, he's like,
And then then Jeff stands up and his face is red as fury. And he goes, Home Depot doesn't even sell wall block appliances. And they say, okay.
All right, we'll go with you. Shut
Scare
up.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah. You scare them. I like how you scare people.
Yes.
I
yes.
like
Can
it.
you send the stager over? I'm sure she's nicer than you, right? They're like, thank God someone's. Yeah.
Love it. Love it.
Fun.
Well, let's stop there today.
You never know where the dose goes. This
You
is all
don't.
good
I love
stuff.
it. But let's stop there for today. Tune in tomorrow for the last segment, for this time at least, with Mr. Jeff Sibbach and Phil Sexton. Thank
The
you.
dynamic duo. Yeah. Loving it.
Super dynamic. Super
Hasta
dynamic.
mañana.
And tomorrow Jeff's gonna lay it down some more for us, and he'll tell us how he scares people into listing homes for it.
Scares them with the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Can't handle it. Yes.
You try and list a house when you're telling someone it's worth less and they have to do work to it when the other realtor that you're competing in is telling them it's worth $75,000 more and they can list it as is. It's not easy, right?
That's why it ain't easy being you.
Yes.
That's right. All right, guys. Have a great day. See ya.
Thank you.
See ya.